Hey, welcome to Go Vis Lab. I've been playing for 3 weeks now, and I found that as I was learning it, it probably took me about a week or so just to get to understand how to play the game. So this YouTube channel is absolutely not for anybody who wants to learn how to play Go. It's more about improving your ability and your skill with visualization on the board instead of actually learning the concept of Go. The purpose of Go Vis Lab is really to give people the ability to play forward. If you could visualize and see all of the moves that you intend to make as if they're actually already placed on the board, this would likely be in the direction of how AI actually foresees plays. I played 150 games. Most of them I lost. As you can see here, this is my first 197 games. I literally started after I watched The Match on Netflix. It absolutely inspired me. I downloaded Sente on Android. I didn't really know what it was at the time. Just felt like the quickest, most convenient way to get into it, and found very quickly that nobody I know plays. I didn't really have anyone to learn from, so it was all through YouTube channels. My very first experience was the Learn on the OGS servers, or on Sente's equivalent. And I got through that, played a whole bunch of AI, got my butt kicked heaps, and then ended up jumping in for the first time and playing somebody. I got beaten pretty hard, as you can see. I don't understand why it started me off at 700. I guess it's a rough area to begin people at. I got knocked down to 350-ish, and then it was just up and down from there with as you can see, like a gradual loss all the way down to 203. And then I realized from when I first started until I got to that 203 ELO, every game I was playing, it was like I always knew I was going to lose, and I was always just trying something different to see how things would work. I don't know any Dans, I don't know any Qs. I've learned everything that I have so far on YouTube, and realizing that I can only get so far watching YouTube without having any feedback. So I tried to create a program that would use Car2Go and GPT to sort of give me constant feedback. But it turns out GPT really sucks at Go and understanding exactly why it is we're doing what we're doing on the board. I mean, I'm not that much better, but I am good enough to realize that my program sucked, and it was giving me like the most general vague feedback I just couldn't do anything with it. It wasn't helpful. I get more information from a single YouTube video from a Dan player. So that went out the window, and I continued just to play Go. I was going to the gym each day and playing Go and just losing games. I win a couple here and there, but I was mostly losing. And then all of a sudden something clicked. The game made a bit more sense, and I started to win. I went from 203 to 412 in 4 days. I went to the gym on the 6th of June, and I lost a game. Might have won a little game, but I kept losing. And it was only maybe 10 games or so. I lost quite a lot of ELO in that point, and I realized there needed to be a better way for me to practice my visualization, because a lot of the reason I was losing was because I wasn't seeing what was going on the board. It was happening in front of me, and I could see it with my eyes, but it wasn't happening in my mind. Not at the same time, and it wasn't like I was actually remembering past moves. It's about that time I started looking online to see if there was any sort of audio files, anything at all, anything audio based that I could listen to. I have a lot of time where I'm driving to and from work, nighttime when I'm going to bed, general house jobs, sometimes while I'm at work, depending on the task. But there's plenty of time for me to listen to audio. It's an avenue that I think isn't explored enough. So I created a program. This program is designed to help people learn to take what's happening there and translate it so it's always happening in their mind. Yeah, even to the extent that I hope people can play entire games out in their mind, starting with a 9x9 board and ending up in a 19x19 board, which just sounds crazy. Imagine playing a 300 move game in your mind and remembering where every single stone is on the table. That's the idea. That's hopefully what Go Vis Lab is going to give. At this point, there'll be 4 kinds of lessons that you will be able to undertake. There'll be visualization, shapes, Joseki, and games. Each of them will have 4 ranks, basically just easy, medium hard, and very hard. Over 9x9, 13x13, 19x19. Using my program, I've prepared about a 33-second video that will give you an idea of what visualization is and how seeing it in your mind and then confirming it on the screen will work. I'll play it now.
Black. A1. White. A9. Black. J1.
Well done, that was the easiest. They will get harder and harder. The visualization lessons will help you build strength, understanding the layout of the board. It'll mostly be stones placed randomly or in strange patterns to help you better understand where they're being placed so that you never get confused when you're listening to the audio file. At first, visualization will be difficult, especially when you start to get some of the higher stones and you begin to sort of forget the beginning stones. Just keep going, keep pushing through. I myself am going to be the first case study, so I'll upload this video and then I will be training on these systems for the next week or so to see how my memory improves and my ability to visualize gameplay in the games. Next up is shapes, and keeping in mind I am still new at the game, so I won't be teaching Go. I'll be assisting with learning visualization and playing proactively instead of reactively by being able to visualize moves ahead of time, which I think is not quite something anyone's doing yet, at least not what I could find online. So I will be using Sensei's library, and at the start of any video that contains shapes, I will state the name of the shapes so that you know what shapes are coming up in the video, and I'll state approximately where they are located on the board, left side, right side, top, bottom, sort of thing. Obviously DDQ will have quite simple shapes, and then as you step up, the shapes will become more complex. Smaller boards like a 9x9 will have fewer shapes. That about does it for shapes. It's basically just a step up from the visualization where it's not going to be super in depth and will likely just be a black shape and a white shape, perhaps spread out on the board, and not as in depth as a Joseki, so you won't have to try and remember how the stones are interacting with each other. That's about it for shapes. It's just a little bit more complicated than the visualization, where you may actually learn a couple of shapes in the process, and even myself in researching and building them for you as well. Next up is Joseki. So the concept of Joseki is just like shapes, but it's going to be a little more complicated, where shapes are probably just black or white stones. Joseki will be a mixture of both, and at the same time you may learn some new Joseki. So this is it. This is what we're here for, to get good enough visualization, to get good enough at shapes, Joseki, to be able to play entire games in our mind, or to be able to play many moves ahead of our opponent by visualizing all of the plays in advance that we could possibly make. I have said before a few times, I am still new to the game. So what I'll do is I'll pick games that appear easier to me. I'm happy to take suggestions or recommendations on games that I can create new videos with, but I will be picking some of the easier games with the end goal of displaying full professional games. So even the 9x9, 13x13 or 19x19 will have professional games that will be played out audibly and then updated with images along the way. Now that you have a really good understanding of how Go Vis Lab is going to work and develop, I understand I don't have a lot of credibility, which is why I will be a case study to this. And I hope the next time that I share some information with you, that downward bar right here is going to be looking a lot healthier with a lot less silly mistakes, because I make a lot of them at the moment and I don't see things. If you're interested in seeing where the channel is going to go, and you're interested in potentially joining in on Go Vis Lab and taking a step in a new direction of learning to play more efficiently, perhaps, I guess we'll see. If you're interested in seeing where Go Vis Lab is going to end up and how it will progress the minds and the ability of Go players, please subscribe. You will get notifications on videos that are coming out. Perhaps some of the earlier videos, while the channel is early, are way below your skill level, but in time they will build up and they will build to a very, very high end that even I hope professional players can benefit from. Anyone who says that there's nothing left to learn in anything at all is doomed to never improve. Thank you so much for your time. Please let me know what you think. You can leave any recommendations on shapes, Joseki, games that you think might benefit yourself or others. I'd be more than happy to make those videos a little earlier and get them up earlier. It really doesn't take me that much longer now that I've made the program. So I'd be more than happy to get that up, and you can start listening to that the moment it's up and progressing on your visualization techniques. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this is going.